On today's episode of First Reaction, Fan Reaction, we learn...
It's 5 minutes of that.
It's literally, that's just the whole episode. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, welcome back to another episode of First Reaction, Fan Reaction. I am your host, Cailin Clothier, and with me is my co-host,
Dara Whitman.
what did you just do?
I had my water bottle. I just banged it on the table.
Oh, don't do that.
I didn't mean to.
Don't do that. We have so much to get to today.
Do we?
You know what? It's not as much as usual.
No.
But that's okay. Because today we are still on The Legend of Korra, still on book 3, and we are covering episode 7.
And that's it.
Original Airbenders. Yep, so the way this season works, there's an odd number of episodes, and we usually do even numbers, but a lot of the episodes fit together as a pair, so we just decided to do the odd one out as its own thing. So, and this is pretty a standalone episode. It doesn't really fit together with the other ones.
Yeah.
But it's a good episode regardless. So this is Original Airbenders, and let's get started here. This episode is almost entirely, well, it is entirely focusing on our friends at the Northern Air Temple.
Yeah, we don't see much of Team Avatar or the Awesome Gang.
We just get a brief scene with Korra and the crew kind of filling in Tenzin on what's been happening in Zaofu. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think we're just kind of focusing on like the plot point I care least about, but it's not like I dislike it. It's not
Really?
it's not like the Adventures of Nuntuck.
Nuktuk.
I don't care.
I know you don't.
Like I just like this one. I don't. It's just like everything else is a bit more interesting in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Except for Nuntuck, because fuck him.
So, when we open up, we are at the Northern Air Temple, and Tenzin is in the process of, we're training. The new Airbenders are training. Right now, he is recalling a story,
That nobody cares about.
of an ancient monk named Tangju, and about how he didn't eat, or something. It's about not eating. Yeah, and there's only one guy in this whole thing who's actually pretty excited. Apparently his name is Otaku, which is really funny.
Why is that funny?
Otaku is a word that it's like a Japanese word, basically meaning like geek, but like in like a very like not positive way. Like it's more of an insult, like you otaku.
There was like a YouTuber who was called Otaku.
Yeah, and then that word later kind of came to American culture as what people who were really big fans of anime and manga refer to themselves as otaku. So it became more of it was used more in a positive light when we brought it over here. But yeah, so that's a little background on that word. So there's only like really one guy who's like excited about this, and it's not really going all that great. So Bumi likes to, he is the worst of the bunch. He likes to just make jokes and interrupt Tenzin at every given opportunity.
I mean, like if our siblings were teaching a class, wouldn't we just want to, and it was a boring class, wouldn't we just want to like goof around?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, I would.
So Bumi is being a prime older sibling in this case, because he's doing what any older sibling would do and just try to make jokes the whole time.
Yeah.
So Tenzin, the story doesn't really work. Tenzin has a demonstration with Oogie, his sky bison, and everyone is pretty like stoked about that. And then he's like, "Yeah, you have to wait a really, 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 really long time before you get your own sky bison."
They're just like,
And yep. So Kai, who is cool dude, that little kid, he sees a herd of sky bison. He's like, "Hey, can we get one of those?" And he's like, "They're wild. Like, it takes a while to, do that." And as Tenzin is trying to keep teaching everyone, Milo, Kaya, Pema, and Iki arrive, and they have more airbenders from Air Temple Island. So,
and then they mention, some small stuff that happened.
Yeah, so Kai and Pema fill Tenzin in on their whole thing with Zahir. And then Kaya mentions that he took the locket of Guru Lahima.
Was that like important? Because like even Tenzin, it didn't seem like it was that important.
No, but I'm just gonna say it's not.
It's not the locket that's important.
No, it's not like a MacGuffin or anything.
Okay.
So it's just a thing.
It's not a locket ex machina.
Yeah, no, it's a thing that makes sense in the grand scheme of things, but not like a huge thing that we should be worried about.
Okay.
So then later on, Tenzin is talking to Korra on the radio, and they're just talking. They're filling him in on all the deets that's been happening in Zaofu. Tenzin kind of laments that he's not really, getting to these airbender people. Like, they're not really really stoked about all this training stuff. And then Korra says, like, hey, well, maybe if you, get Bumi, like, on board, make him think, try to get him to do a good thing and, like, maybe think if it's his idea, maybe he'll go with it. And Tenzin's like, oh, yeah, pretty good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea, just execute it very poorly.
Uh-huh.
So, meanwhile, Kai and Jinora kind of sneak off when they're being cute to go see the little baby Bison. And, she warns Kai, be careful, because, the little babies are cute, but their mamas, you don't mess with them.
Because mamas be scary.
Yeah, and then Kai and Jinora just talk a little bit. And, Kai says that, she's, like, super talented and, like, spiritual and, like, a master. Like, why don't you have your tattoos yet? And she's like, my dad doesn't think I should get my tattoos.
No, by the way, can't you just do that on her own? Isn't, like, you have to, like, think about it and then you got tattoos?
No, like, it's an actual process of, like, no, you get, like, actually tattooed.
No, I thought it was, like, meditation, though.
No, you, like... They don't appear. You gotta actually get physically tattooed.
I thought it was meditation, though.
No.
So you're saying, like, that one bit from the last Airbender movie that I saw lied to me?
Oh. Oh, I know what you're thinking about. No, that's, like, to qualify to get your thing. They don't appear. Oh. That's, like, to qualify to get your...
Oh.
Some of the monks even meditate for 7 days. That's the one.
No, but I thought if you meditate hard enough, then, like, you got tattoos.
Do you mean, like, get the right to get tattoos, or, like, they appear?
No, like, actually get, like, they magically appear.
No, that's not what happens at all.
Wait, so
you have to actually get, like, you actually have to get, like, tattooed on your body.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I know.
Not that much fun, then. It'd be funner if just, like, you'd have to meditate hard enough, and then you just got tattoos.
You just think really hard, and then tattoos appear on your body.
That's what I thought it was. It's like, didn't they say that?
No.
They didn't say that in the movie, in the one little clip that I saw ever?
No, that's not even what they meant by that.
Oh.
And how dare you for making me think about that movie?
Listen, 10,000 subscribers.
How dare you?
10,000 subscribers, we will watch the movie.
I want 10,000 subscribers, but not like this.
We will watch the movie in full. We will get alcohol. We will get all of Cailin's...
Oh, I need so much alcohol to watch
the movie.
We will
get Cailin's favorite foods, and we will watch the movie. I have not seen it because people have told me that it does not exist.
Because it doesn't. Anyway.
Leave in the comments if it exists or not.
Okay, yeah, just leave it up to them to decide. I'm sure. Anyway, so... Back at the temple, Tenzin starts talking to Bumi, and then Tenzin's like, hey, you're a great leader. You got some natural leadership skills. Like, how can I be more like you? And Bumi kind of explains kind of his history of, like, being in the military and all that stuff. So Tenzin, I think it's the wrong message.
Oh, like, once, like, Bumi said his advice saying, like, you need to tear them down to build them back up, I'm like, this is not going to end well.
Yeah, so Tenzin takes that to heart, and he decides to basically start treating Airbender training like boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, making them wake up early, making them go on a 10-mile hike. And they complain that it's cold, and he's like, no, you have to be able to, like, airbend the air around you to keep warm.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which explains why Aang in the original series, like, when they were in the South Pole, he was only wearing his, like, regular airbender garb, and he wasn't cold.
Oh, I was focusing on the other stuff. Like, the important stuff?
Like the plot?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just, like, a little thing if you want to think about that.
I don't...
So basically a whole training montage ensues, and he's basically just beating these airbenders down.
It's like, I said it was like, they did the obstacle course thing, and I said it was exactly like Wipeout.
Yeah, it is.
Like, Wipeout's actually a really fun show to watch.
Yeah, no, Wipeout's actually fun.
Yeah, like,
I don't think it's still on anymore, but...
It might be. I don't know.
I don't think so.
But it's just like it's like literally just like one of those shows that, like, if you are doing something or, like, you need something mindless to watch, turn on Wipeout. It's a fun time.
Yeah, it's a lot like Wipeout, and they all get kind of wiped out.
There's a Wipeout video game, by the way.
How? Well, I guess I can understand why
I think it's kind of like Wii Sports, where you just kind of, like... Yeah. You pick a challenge and then you, like... I think it's, like, for the Wii...
I'd rather just play Wii Sports.
Or the Xbox One or whatever.
Right. The X-Bone. So, yeah, we're talking about this obstacle course thing, and, like, everyone's doing pretty all right, except Bumi gets to a point where he's not very happy anymore, and he gets all kinds of pissed off, and he can't really do it. He thinks that he's he said he never really wanted to be an airbender, and he's too old to be going through boot camp again, so he just ups and quits.
Yeah.
And Tenzin is pretty annoyed by this, so he leaves, and he's like, Jinora, you be the master. You do this. She's like, I'm the master. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And she's like, does that mean I can get my tattoos? And he's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I don't know if we should let a 12-year-old get a tattoo.
Yeah. Well, Aang got tattoos. He was 12.
Yeah, but he was also the Avatar.
That's true. But
and also didn't have parents to that kind of thing. I don't know. I can't. Don't give 12-year-olds tattoos in real life. Mm-hmm. Wait till they're like between 18 and 20, and they'll make some smart decisions.
This has been a public service announcement by the people of Witty Clothes. Don't tattoo your children.
By the way, we're both over 20, so we can say this.
We can say, please don't tattoo your children. Thank you.
Unless it's like a fake tattoo thing, because I think there's like some like tattoo artists, they get like fake ink and like they tattoo their kids but it'll wipe off. Mm-hmm. You could do that. Yeah.
So anyway, Jinora gets mad when her dad says she can't get her tattoos, and she kind of storms off, which leaves Iki and Milo in charge, which is a great line where Milo says, look to the left, look to the right. One of these people will not make it out of here.
Like, what?
So Kai and Jinora are talking afterwards, and, they say, hey, let's go see the baby bison. It'll be a good time.
It's like a little date.
It's like a cute little date.
I hope nothing goes wrong.
Except something goes horribly wrong.
Of course it does.
There's bison rustlers.
We're watching television. Something always goes wrong.
It's true. They get ambushed by, they're called bison rustlers. I just thought they were poachers.
So they're just like random people.
Yeah, they're like these randos.
So who don't matter.
They're just, they're poachers.
They exist.
They're there.
So who cares?
They exist for this episode. I like the design of, it always makes me a little sad when I see it. The design of like the leader, his name is Ganbat.
Yeah.
He wears a baby bison like hide on him. Because
I was wondering, is it like the actual like skin?
That's a hide.
So it's like skin.
That's a hide.
I don't know if it's like the fur, which like you can like you could totally like shear an animal for like their wool. That's fine. PETA. It's fine. Did you see that ad?
No.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh no.
It's like this ad where they're saying like this, like it's like a cut up lamb, and it's like this is what happens when you like shear a sheep. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? You don't shear them in the summer. They die of being overheated. Oh. You bastards.
Tell them. But yeah, no, so these guys are definitely poachers. They're definitely looking to kill. What they're doing is they're trying to get bison steaks because the Earth Queen, who's a bitch, is likes exotic meat and stuff. So they're killing all kinds of animals. And then he says the line where it's like, it's rumored that she even ate her dad's bear, and we're like,
his duck bear.
No, not his duck bear.
His dog bear.
Not his dog bear.
No, his cat bear.
Wasn't his cat bear.
His eel bear.
No, I don't think those exist. It's just bear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a bear.
For some reason, I didn't put together that was her father.
Yeah. I know. The Earth King was just like a chill dude.
No, I think it's just because, a lot of times, when you see somebody, it's kind of, I don't know why. I thought it was I guess I didn't think about it. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
But yeah, so, I know that kind of sucks, though, because the Earth King was a chill dude. He was fine, but Earth Queen is just a bitch.
Hashtag Queenie Smugface.
Hashtag Queenie Smugface. Was
that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Good job.
Anyway, so Kai and Jinora, they're pretty much taken along with these baby bison. Yeah. They're all locked up.
This reminded me of Madeline. Did you ever read Madeline?
I watched the cartoon when I was a kid.
There's actually a live action movie which kind of combines.
I think I saw 5 minutes of it.
I've seen the whole thing. Yeah. I had it on video.
Nice.
Because I'm a dork.
Aw.
But they combine all the books. But there's a swap. I think in the movie they make it a kidnapping. Mm-hmm. But in the book they just get stuck there. Her and her little friend Pepito.
Pepito.
And so then in the movie they get kidnapped by somebody for the circus thing. And then they get out. And then they have to ride off on a motorcycle with the key being a hair clip.
Okay. Nice.
I miss Madeline. That was a fun read.
Yeah. Well, Father's Bear. It makes me so sad. Bosco. Anyway, so Jinora decides to call on the spirits for help. She meditates and the spirit appears to her. She's like, quick, go tell Boomju. And so the spirit goes and tells Boomju and Bumi.
Those are the bits with Tenzin that I like.
Oh, is that before that?
I think it's before. Like, he talks to Pema.
Yeah, I missed that part. Sorry, guys.
I mean, it's tiny. Basically, he talks to Pema, and she's kind of like, yeah, like, it's just hard to adapt sometimes, but, like, you still want to be here. They have a little nice kiss. They're like, thank you. And then Tenzin's like, hey, apologizes to Bumi. They said, where's Jinora? She's off with a boyfriend. Tenzin's like, what?
Yeah, I can't believe I missed that scene.
That's it. Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
Anyway, so even though Bumi wasn't too keen on accepting apology from Tenzin, so he's kind of talking about that over with his pal Boomjun. And, you know, it's interesting because Bumi is pretty good at communicating with spirits, even though people don't really like to people don't think of it that way. But he's pretty good.
Is he good or are they just good at connecting with Boomjun?
I think the because
he said he can't really understand. He's like, I get the gist.
He's like, I get the gist of it. But yeah, so another spirit comes by and tells Boomjun, like, hey, Jinora's in trouble. He communicates that, and Bumi decides to kind of rally the troops. And they all kind of go and try to rescue Jinora.
And Kai.
So Kai manages to get out of the cage or whatever.
Yeah, and then he almost gets Jinora out, and then they are attacked.
They get attacked, yeah. And so they drive off with her. And so, yeah, the Airbenders are doing a pretty good job. They're like, they don't have a lot of training, but they're good at fighting.
Well, like the one guy, because Tenzin actually shaves one guy's head.
Yeah.
Without his permission.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's a thing where, like, he can feel it on his head that, like, something's coming through airwise, and then he dodges it, and he's like, whoa!
So that's why they shave their heads. Airbending.
Can you still do that? You can feel, like, the wind in your hair. Like, I can do that. With my luscious hair.
You have like a hay piece that's like sticking out like right over. Yeah, it's like right over your head. Yeah, right there. It's just really funny when you said that.
My hair does not. I mean, we're not on camera. I can do. My hair's just tied up.
Yeah, you could pull a me and just like shave half of your head.
No,
would recommend.
Look, I want my hair to be as gorgeous as Asami's.
Don't we all?
Well, I mean, like if I do it right, I can get it that gorgeous.
It is pretty nice sometimes.
Thank you. Yeah. I like yours too.
Aw, thanks.
You don't have much of it, but I like it.
Hey, you saw me when I used to have long hair.
Oh, you had such long hair.
I had very long hair, guys. Anyway, I cut off 16 inches of it. Anyway,
you did.
I did. Anyway, so the fight scene. I thought the fight scene with the Airbenders was really good. Like, them trying to defend. Like, you can see their training was really kind of shining through. And it's just a good group of people.
Yeah. They fight. They get Jinora back.
Yeah, they fight. They get Jinora back. Tenzin gets involved.
Kai does some really good stuff.
Yeah, Kai is just a good airbender. We see it through the entirety of the episode. He's like kind of
one of the better ones.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the better airbenders, and he does a pretty good job.
He needs to impress his lady.
He needs to impress his girlfriend.
They're not even a couple, really.
Not really.
They're just like, aw.
They're just cute. Anyway, everybody comes back and they're good. So Tenzin and Bumi kind of reconcile. So Tenzin says like, hey, you're a really good leader and you have a good connection with the spirits, and that like reminds him of Aang. And I was like, they're connecting about their dad.
I wanted them to hug.
I know,
but they didn't.
I know.
Okay.
So Bumi apologizes and says that he never really, like, before this, he never really felt he was part of the Air Nation. Even though he was Aang's kid, like, he wasn't really, like, because he wasn't an airbender, like, he doesn't really get that connection. Tenzin says, like, well, you are now. And I'm like, oh my god, they just say they love each other so much. They love each other so much.
Yeah.
I love him. And then Jinora and Tenzin reconcile, and Jinora like apologizes for running off, and Tenzin says that he was really harsh on her, and he agrees to like think about getting her tattoos.
Which is fair.
Yeah, and then like as everyone is like reconnecting, we see the baby bison start to fly.
Yay!
So what are your thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, it was fine. It existed.
Yeah. It is kind of, it's not really connected to the rest of the season as far as overarching plot goes. But it's a fun episode. We get to see more about the new Airbenders. We get to learn more about them. We get to see more Tenzin and Bumi. I mean, I really like Bumi, so I enjoy any episode that he's in.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just like for me, like you know, like when you have like those like really good seasons of shows, but there's like one that you would say is like probably like the worst episode of the season, but it's not a bad episode in any way.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, eh. Yeah. So like I'd say like for me as of now, I don't know if it's gonna like if it's gonna change later on, but for right now, this is like the worst episode of the season. But it's not a bad episode. It's just like it's like okay. I'd probably like if I watched through the season again, I'd probably skip it. Yeah. I feel like it's a skippable episode.
Yeah, it is. It's like, it's not filler per se, because it does contribute to the overall plot point of, you know, Airbenders learning to bend, and training and kind of building of the Air Nation. But it doesn't really contribute to a lot of like the overarching plot stuff. I guess. So it is. I think it's the closest thing to filler that we're gonna have this season.
I guess I was like thinking with like the Airbender stuff, it's kind of like the stuff I care about least. Mm-hmm. Like I kind of just want to deal with the Awesome Gang and how we learn more about them and why they wanted to kidnap Korra when she was a baby. Right. Not a baby, you know what I mean, like a toddler.
Yeah. Like, you know, that's a lot of those questions are still something that we're really thinking about. So it's like
maybe I want to see Bopal more. Who knows?
Hashtag more Bopal.
Oh my god, they've been with Bolin and he's kind of like, she's so cute.
Yeah.
And she's nice and she smells like flowers.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, it's cute. But yeah, I'm trying to think. It's really interesting. Going back and watching this episode again, there's not a lot I remember strongly about it. The one thing I remember, I remember when thinking about this episode, was the poachers and mostly just the comment about Bosco, because I get really sad every time I hear it. I get like all kinds of like, what do you mean she ate Bosco?
Well, he might have been delicious.
No, it's Bosco. No. So that is the only thing that I really remember. And then so
it's kind of it's like it feels like, I wouldn't say it felt like a season 2 episode, but like it kind of feels like how I felt about like all the episodes in season 2. Mm-hmm. But like I'm kind of like, with the season being so good, it's kind of easy to forgive it.
Right. Yeah.
Compared to season 2, when most of the episodes are just mediocre.
Great. So good. All right. Gosh, do we have anything to say? This is a pretty fast episode. Guys, this is the shortest episode ever of First Reaction Fan Reaction.
Is it?
It is.
How short is it?
We are rolling up on 24 minutes.
Well, technically, there's a one
as far as we're all recording.
There was that one episode of the Firefly that was short, but that's because something got cut.
Yeah, because we had audio issues on that one. So, but this is like the first like just genuinely shortest. And even our beginnings episode was pretty short too.
That was only half an hour.
That was like 30.
I think it's like if there's like not much to talk about, or it's just like such a good episode.
Yeah.
Then it's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, but this one is pretty fillery, like I said before.
I think also with beginnings, we didn't actually review it in the first part of that episode, because I'm just like, let's just like go to the end.
Yeah, because that was pretty self-contained.
Yeah.
In 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that one, beginnings was so good that like when we got to like criticize, it was like, yeah, it was good. Yeah, all right, next episode.
Same thing with this episode. It's kind of like I like the parts of this season, because like we're kind of at the halfway point.
Yeah, we are.
So like
we are kind of rolling up on that halfway point.
So much better than season 2.
Yeah,
and like we talked a lot in those episodes, I think, just because like there's at least like something interesting to talk about,
right?
And it's like, yeah, they're all good, but like, and there's something interesting to talk about. It's not like they're bad and there's like something to talk about, or like they're just kind of mediocre. Like I've enjoyed, with like probably the exception of this one. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It was just kind of like meh.
It was like, all right. It was really just to give us a little more background on some characters, and kind of what these side people are doing. So when they come back up, and whenever they're more relevant in the real plot.
Are the poachers coming back?
No, I just mean for the Airbenders. Like, so whenever the Airbenders come back.
I don't remember any of the Airbenders though, except for Kai.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely say you could skip this episode if you. Like, obviously, like, first run, watch every episode. If you're going through a second run, you can skip it.
No, I agree with you there. I didn't really miss too much in this episode. So just listen to our review and you're good.
There you go.
We don't really have any comment corner because, like we said, we're recording these all in bulk, and so this is the latter half of the day. We already kind of covered the comments we wanted to cover. So, you know, we're always looking for those comments and reviews if you want to hear yourself on one of these episodes. If you want to find out how you can do that, I mean, you can always just like us on Facebook at Witty Close, follow us on Twitter at Witty Close, subscribe to us on YouTube if that's not where you're listening to to us on we're YouTube at Witty Clothes Productions. Like and subscribe there. Give us a comment because we love reading those comments on the show. Or you can subscribe to us on iTunes. We are at Witty Clothes Productions there. Don't forget to leave us a rating and a review. Because we love it.
And if you have some extra bucks, support us on Patreon if you can.
Yeah, and if you want some bonus content, like if you want to hear us eat some snacks and watch shows, that sounds great.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is probably like the worst commentary I ever did.
It was the worst commentary.
There wasn't much to talk about. There wasn't much to talk about, and we kind of just ate.
But we have some great other commentaries, though.
We do.
We have some really good ones. And we have some video ones that we're going to post the whole versions for, but you'll only be able to listen to those on Patreon. Speaking of which...
the full ones you're like, going to be able to watch on Patreon. We're going to have like the clips on YouTube.
Yes, yeah. Well, if you, and speaking of which, if you haven't seen our live reactions to some of these episodes, including the season finales and premieres, check them out because they were a lot of fun to do, and I think they're getting good reception back so far. So
and then let us know if there's any episodes you want us to talk about.
Yeah,
probably book 4 of Legend of Korra, because by the time that these go out, we'll have done a good amount. And the next show that we're doing, which will be announced at the end of when we're done Legend of Korra. Not sure if I can think of a hint. Can't think of really any.
Oh, don't ask me, because... No. But if you... that'd be cool.
I'm just going to leave you in suspense for like several months, weeks.
Yeah, it's probably a couple months at this point.
Maybe like a month and a half. month and a half of... No, maybe more, because book 4. We still got to go through book 4.
But yeah, so follow us on all those social medias. We would love to see you. We would love to hear from you, too. But it sounds like that's all the time we have for this episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. I am your host, Cailin Clothier, and with me is my co-host,
Dara Whitman.
All right, peace.
Peace.